And just the fact that meat has been villainized, right, as the bad guy, you should start eating less red meat as a way to get healthy. Or overall, it's going to be better for climate change because we know the cows are destroying the climate, which is completely ridiculous. But right there, that one argument, the fact that mainstream is telling you not to do it, the truth is going to be in the exact opposite direction. In fact, it's difficult to heal and repair your body without animal protein. Now, in past videos, I talked about eggs, and I eat a lot of eggs, and eggs are awesome. Okay. But if we compare eggs to meat, there is some significant differences, and that's what I want to talk about today. I've also talked about the benefit of having salmon and fish, which I also have once or twice a week. And salmon and sardines are very high in omega-3, which are good, but beef, red meat, has more protein and it has a lot of other things that can help you heal if we look at the whole picture. I will say, out of all the things that are involved in the healing process and the repair process, we need amino acids. We need bioavailable protein, which is going to be animal protein, and we need concentrated protein. And if we just compare red meat to eggs, red meat is twice as concentrated in amino acids. It also has 1.5 times greater iron, 2.2 times greater magnesium, 3.7 times greater amounts of zinc, and 50 times more vitamin B3 than eggs. It has double the amount of B1, 4 times the amount of B6, twice the amount of B12, and 4 times the amount of vitamin K, and 5 times the amount of omega-3 fatty acids.
These are super athletes, and we're talking about winning a race with a microsecond, or because everyone is very, very a great athlete. So I'm not convinced yet that red meat is better than eggs just because of this change in nutrition. I think they're both equally good, and unless there's some data shown in some sort of randomized trial where you're comparing eggs, and well, that probably hasn't happened to red meat in terms of healing. The content, the components of the food is one thing, but then whether all of those components have a different effect given all of the other things happening in the body is a different thing.
The ratios are going to be better. And of course, I'm not talking about processed meat from factory farms. I'm talking about grass-fed beef. Even if you compare that to chickens that are pasture-raised, they're still fed grains, which kind of throw off the omega-3 to omega-6 ratios. Now, that being said, eggs are also a good source of protein. But as a side note, beef liver has 73 times more vitamin A than eggs. Now, there's another nutrient that eggs have that's better than beef, and that would be choline. It has a little bit more than double the amount of B2 and a lot more folate. It has 12 times the amount of folate than in beef. Beef has something else that I think is like the X factor. Actually, it's 4 things I'm going to mention. And the first one is carnitine. It's this thing that helps transport fat into your cells, into the energy factory called the mitochondria, to help you get more energy. So without carnitine, the cells can't get energy from fat. Carnitine gives you that quick energy when you're exercising. And since we're talking about a really important transport of fuel to the mitochondria, that is essential for healing and repair of your tissues. So not only do we need all the essential amino acids as the raw material for proteins, not just for your muscles, but for all your biochemistry, we also need other things as well, like those vitamins I just mentioned, which are cofactors, but also the shuttle to allow this raw material to give our bodies energy. So if we compare like 100 grams of red meat versus 100 grams of eggs, the amount of carnitine would be like 150 milligrams versus only 7 milligrams for eggs. But as far as the food that has the most carnitine, it would be lamb. But beef is number 2. So this beef red meat is at the top of the list as far as giving you a good source of carnitine.